All right, guys, welcome to episode 132 of the Neverland Podcast.
Hey,
Back at it. We gotta talk. I mean, we have to talk about this fire
we
ass
have to talk about UFC.
UFC
UFC was
170.
crazy.
Oof. I mean, first off, I want to address this right off the bat. I think Francis Ngannou is low key. Like, there's like a legend in sports status, and then
Mhm.
there's like legend, like just period. I think he's
Yeah.
like officially reached that point, dude.
All
Like,
right. So do we want to start with Ngannou and then go from there? Or
yeah, fuck it.
let's do it, right?
Like,
Let's do
yeah,
it.
I
Fuck it.
want to talk
Because
about like Ngannou
yeah.
as the person first, and then we can go on to the fights. That's all.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Like,
say his how he's adapted as a fighter. I was
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
talk
no, yeah,
about that shit.
we could touch. I mean, that's a good point too. But it's like not only that though. It's like legit. So I was watching his coach and Ngannou. They were both on Ariel Helwani's show today.
Yeah.
So like I was watching like both his coach's interview as well as his. I didn't get to finish his
Hmm.
interview. I got like a fourth of the way through, but like one crazy thing he said, he was like 4 days ago, legit 4 days before the fight, he
Hmm.
visited a doctor in LA, and the
Yeah.
doctor was like, "Yo, I don't think you should fight. Like the way like the how messed up your knee is, like from
Hmm.
like my doctor perspective, I don't think
Yeah.
you should be fighting in 4 days."
Dude, because he was saying he had an ACL, right? Some
So he
ACL
tore his
partial tear.
he tore his MCL completely,
Oh, MCL,
damaged
MCL.
and damaged his ACL.
Oh, he did have a partial tear,
Yeah.
right? Some kind
So they
of
were both
partial.
fucked. Yeah.
Dude,
So like
that's
four
I
days
don't
ago,
even know how he was standing, dude.
bro.
How dude, what? Yo,
Yo,
how's this dude standing?
bro. And the crazy shit. So this is what he said. He was like, "Yo, in my mental, I was like, I have too much riding on this, right? Like he
Yeah,
was like, not only are they coming at me as a fighter, they're coming at my brand, right?
yeah.
He was like before the fight even, they were talking about like deals, and they came to him with like a certain contract, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, the money was good, right?" But he was like, "At
Hmm.
this point, it's not about money anymore. I want my
Yeah.
freedom." I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And then Ariel asked like a fire ass question. I forgot what the actual question was, but Ngannou's response to it, he was basically like, "Oh yeah," Ariel just asked him like, "Okay, what is missing from the contract, or what's there that you would want removed?" Right?
Yeah.
So Ngannou was like, "Okay, first of all, if I'm considered a contractor, that means I can fight for you, then I could dip, go somewhere else. I could just jump around. If I'm a
Yeah.
contractor, if I'm a licensed contractor, you only have me for, whatever fights my contract's for. But in the meantime, I'm
Hmm.
also free to do whatever. Like I'm just not in debt to you."
Yeah.
So and then he brought up, he was like, and then so granted I'm a contractor, and then you don't even give me health insurance. So it's like if you don't give me
Hmm.
health insurance, it's completely understandable if I'm a contractor. But if I'm an employee of the UFC, that would that would mean okay, it makes sense why I'm like I have to just fight with the UFC. I just have to fight in the
Yeah.
UFC.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But then where's my healthcare? Where's like my basic needs as like an employee? Where it's like,
Hmm.
yo, if I'm going in there, I fucked up my knee up. I shouldn't have to cover that if I'm an employee of the UFC.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, he was, yeah, said he was like, if I was a contractor, I'm free to go box whenever. I'm free to
Yeah.
do whatever the fuck I want, like as long as like my fights are done, whatever. And so like he was basically laying all these things, and he was like, the contract basically holds you to the point where like a you can't really do shit else, and b it's like
Yeah.
you're a slave to the UFC. Like the UFC
Hmm.
literally controls every single move, everything.
Yeah.
And so he was basically going around like, you have that obviously. Then you have this thing of like, they kept bringing up like, oh, it's fighter versus coach. It's like this guy was um Ngannou's coach. You brought him in, blah blah blah, and then Ngannou left him, and then Cyril Gane came. He was like the next Ngannou. They were like former
Hmm.
training partners. Like you had all this like random storyline going in, which was
Yeah.
like, I mean, it made for a great fucking event. But it was like, yo, like the way like they were basically positioning as like Ngannou and Gon were like some type of rivals. But he was like, dude, nah, I respect them. Like I fuck with them. He's like, my problem isn't with him. My problem's like with the coach, and that's like our own like personal shit. It has nothing to do with fighting, right?
Yeah.
And then like even his coach, dude, his coach, I fuck with this coach heavy. That dude's
Yeah.
also a fucking legend. But like one thing he said in his interview, he was like, I think he said this before the fight too. He came on before the fight, and he was like, the other coach was like Coach Fernand. He was like putting out like some like slick shit, like basically fuck you, fucking Gano's team, all that. But
Yeah.
like Ngannou's coach was like, he reached out to Coach Fernand, right, Cyril's coach, and was like, yo, like there's no need for us to get in between this. Like, I have no problem for you. I have all the respect in the world. I could clearly see you're a legend at coaching because not only you
Yeah.
brought up Ngannou, you brought up Cyril Gane. Like, you brought up these two of like the best heavyweights out right now, right? So he's like, I respect you. So let's not make this between us. This is about the fighters. Like, I'm just paraphrasing, but it was like such a like adult response. I was like, damn,
Mhm.
right? So that was dope.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but like even on like the pre-fight conference, like they're asking him like goofy ass questions, right? And so he was like, "Yo, I'm going to this with all of that. I have like me in my head of this contract, I have all this shit, and now my knee got fucked." And so he was like, "Yo, fuck that. I have to fight. Like I don't care if I'm 4 days out. I don't care if my shit like I'm like in like fully braced up. I don't care. I don't care that he knows that I have a fucked up knee and he could just kick me in the knee. Like, I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck about any of that. I was going in there to fight. I was like, yo, this dude's different. I was like, yo,
Dude.
bro, what? Like, that's some crazy shit. And like,
Dude, man.
like, like we'll talk about the fight later too. But he was saying like, even in the fight, the first 2 rounds, he was just worried about his knee. That's why he lost those 2 rounds. And then after that, he was like, oh, let's go. I
Yeah.
get it. I was like, yo, dude. And the one other thing he said that was like scary, he was like, in the third round when it body slammed him, at the end of the round, I saw myself. He was like, I saw myself when I lost my first title fight to Stipe. He was like, I
Yeah.
saw like he was broken, basically. Like I
Mhm.
saw like his corner was talking to him, but he wasn't listening at all. He was just
Yeah,
like,
he was gone. He was gone in it.
no,
Yeah,
like
he was
he
in
was
his
like,
own head.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was like, yo, because I saw it in myself. Like I saw myself. He's like, that's
Mhm.
legit how I was when I lost my first championship fight. And so he's like, from
That's
there, it's game
crazy.
over. It's game over now.
Yeah.
And then apparently he told his corner too. He's like, yeah, no, we're done. Like it's a done deal. But like,
Yeah, he knew he had control,
yeah,
complete
yeah.
control.
And then even dude, even his coach said, his coach was like right after the corner, like right after the round ended, he walked to the
Yeah.
center. He saw Gon, and he said it loud enough for Gon to hear, but then also for
Yeah.
Ngannou to hear. He was like, "Oh, you see that? That's a broken man right there. It's like we got him." Like,
Oh shit.
and then like he saw, and then his coach was saying that, and Ngannou started smiling. I was like, "Hell yeah, let's go!" And he was like, "Let's go." And I was like, "Yo, that's fucking sick." Like,
Dude, that's crazy.
at that moment, you're like, you like to see that and be like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
now this fight's over. Like this fight is
that's
done.
crazy.
Like I was like, yo, that's sick. Like that just sends like chills.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
yo,
my god.
hard. That's so fucking hard.
Dude, and dude, I just want to get to the fight. All right, let's get to the fight, dude. All
Oh yeah.
right, so
Like,
so so yeah, you basically gave the background for the whole fight. But like now the fight. Oh yeah, no, so the actual fight was crazy because dude, Gon was totally scared of him. Dude, he couldn't even get freaking close. All he was doing is scoring those dumb points with just like slapping his leg. And
yeah,
then I don't know who was saying from one of the announcers, they're saying like, does that even count as a point?
right.
Like it's
Yeah,
just freaking
yeah.
slapping his leg is doing absolutely zero damage, right?
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
that's the first thing. So Ghana is totally scared of him. He doesn't want to get
Dude,
even
I think
close to
so. So it was
Ngannou's
like
hand.
the thing was too with that. is like he would go in and like try to clench too. He would try to clench with them first two
Yeah,
rounds.
yeah,
So like just to build that lactic acid, make his like arms like super heavy, shit like that, right? He was just
mhm,
weighing on them.
yeah,
And so like I think that was legit their game plan too. It was like, hey, let's just go there, let's just dance. Fucking just dance. Just go for speed, just go for points. Just like
yeah,
just hug into him, all that, and make his arms so tired that he loses the power. And so then by like fourth, fifth
yeah,
round, you don't even have to knock him out, but he's just gonna be so dead. You just keep going. You just dance.
yeah,
I think that
yeah. No,
like that was legit their game plan.
that was probably the game plan. But like, dude, I was like, dude, that's such a scared way of fighting. No, like he, if that's the game plan, they know he's there. You know, he's afraid of the hands. So
Yeah,
it's all
yeah,
like that was ridiculous to me because he didn't even get close to the dude the whole time,
yeah. I
basically.
think that I mean that's just how he fights though. That's like
And then
that's why they were
no,
touting it
dude,
like the
dude,
next
usually
way
like
of
no, usually he at least is the offensive dude. This was zero offense
like I
or
mean
like no offensive game.
I even against Derek Lewis, that's how like the first round went. Even like the second round, like he was basically just hopping in, just tagging him up and dipping out.
I guess you're right.
It
You're
was
right. And
like
then it got and then there's like that
yeah,
yeah, the
then like he real I
yeah.
think he felt like one or two punches and was like, okay, nah, I can
Yeah.
handle this now. And then just
Mhm.
then he would just went for knockout. But like the
That's
first
true.
round or first two rounds, I can't
I
remember
guess he
what
waits it
knockout
out
was,
a
but
lot. But
yeah,
but basically he waited it out this entire
yeah,
the whole time, dude. He
yeah.
didn't do shit.
No, because like
And then
legit, it was. I mean, first two rounds you won
yeah.
easily,
Yeah,
right?
easily.
Like you
Just
won
on
the first
points.
two,
Yeah,
right?
just on points.
But then
Yeah.
the third, what happened once he got body slammed, I was like, oh, like Ngannou doesn't plan on knocking me out. I think
Yeah.
when that set in, he was like, oh fuck. And then like, I mean, if you believe what Ngannou and his coach said, it's like that probably just mentally just
Yeah.
fucks you up
No.
and you're out of it.
And then another thing I noticed was that Ngannou, because of his knee, he wasn't as
Mm-hmm.
move.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
his
yeah.
mobility was low. So
100%.
that so Gan could actually run away. So all he was doing was running away,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and Ngannou couldn't keep up because his knees F. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
then that's why Ngannou was like, screw it, I'm just gonna take him to the ground. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm so freaking strong. He can't do anything. He couldn't do anything on the ground. Dude. He's just a monster.
Yeah.
Dude,
Facts.
they were
Facts.
saying, wasn't Rogan saying like he probably weighs like 270
Oh
or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like that?
yeah, yeah.
Dude, I
Easily.
was like, dude,
Easily.
that's crazy. This dude weighs so much and is so
Bro.
strong. Oh my
No,
god.
yeah. So even his coach was talking about this, right?
Yeah,
He was like, I mean, obviously, he's been working on this for years and years and years. Like you don't do that shit just overnight, right?
yeah,
So he was saying like even like in training, it's like wrestling training, jiu-jitsu training, just I mean grappling in general, that training.
yeah,
And Ngannou's so big and strong, but then also on top of that, he's athletic. And he is like
yeah,
natural, like he just knows how to move. So it's like when you combine all that, once he like grabs a hold of you, he doesn't really even have to do anything. He could just weigh on you and you're gonna be dead. Like you're gonna be like, yo,
yeah.
fuck this. Right.
Yo,
And then on top of that, he has a technique in which how to like put like all 270 on like your hip or
yeah,
something. He knows how to do that shit. So it's like
dude.
you're fucked. And then now he actually knows like moves in jiu-jitsu. Like he got to the
No,
half guard, he got
the
to all this shit. I
greatest
was like, yo,
the greatest point in the match, like the greatest point in the whole thing, in the whole fight, was when freaking Gon was on top of Ngannou, and then Ngannou just throws him off his body. Do you remember that?
yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah,
epic. I was like, dude, how strong is this guy that Gon was completely on top of him,
yeah.
completely, and then he just throws him off
Oh no, dude,
like it was nothing. I was
that's the
like, oh my
jujitsu.
god,
That's legit the
legit.
jujitsu.
That was crazy.
Cause he was trying to like mount him, right? And
Yeah,
he just pushed off. So in which case, like he like that didn't even require that much strength.
yeah,
That was legit just technique. When I saw
yeah.
that, I was like, oh fuck, like he actually knows what the fuck he's doing. Like, cause like,
Dude, that was so
bro,
epic. It
I was
was
like, yo,
ridiculous.
it's like the technique is there. And then, dude, even when Gon got him in a leg lock,
Yeah,
and Gano was saying he started smiling because he was
yeah,
like, so he was basically like, yo, if he just had my legs, he didn't have my hips locked. So if my
Yeah,
hips are unlocked, I was able to just like kind of wiggle out. And I knew, so that's why he was like, I even stood there for a little bit because I was
yeah,
like, okay, you're going so hard, even though you don't have the right hook in or the right lock in, that
yeah,
I'm gonna just let you waste energy. I'm gonna let you like just tighten up as much as you can. And then once
yeah.
I feel like okay, you're weak, I'm gonna just like pull out real quick and just keep doing what the fuck I'm doing. I was like, yo, it's like this dude like is fucking crazy.
Yeah, legit.
Like, bruh, man.
Oh my
So
god.
shout out Ngannou, man. I don't know. Circling back to my like how we even started this, when I said he's like gone from just legendary fighter, legendary human period.
Yeah,
It's like before, I mean, everyone knows his story. Like everyone knows he fucking like grew up dirt poor in Cameroon or
yeah,
yeah, Cameroon. And then he went to Paris and was like broken, like he's basically homeless. And
yeah.
like he got like arrested or some shit. Like
Mhm.
there's so much crazy shit that happened. And then he went through all that, became the fucking heavyweight champ of the
Dude,
world.
it's his
So,
story's
and
crazy.
then
His
but
story
like
is crazy.
on top of that, all like just the shit that happened leading up to this fight, you go through all that, you're still the champ, and then after you're like, yo, now fuck the UFC. Like
Yeah,
give me the my contract. Like I don't
dude,
care. Like
dude.
I
But
want
now it's
the
it's
right
proven
pay.
that the UFC's effed up, dude. How
Yeah.
low was his contract?
Oh,
How
dude.
low was his
You know what
contract?
the
That doesn't even make sense.
like you know what the most fucked up shit was? I was like, yo, that's fucking low. Is Dana White now putting the belt on him? I
Yeah,
was like, dude, that's
legit.
fucked. Like,
Dana White's
dude,
petty. Dana White's petty.
and then he didn't even show up to
Unless
the
you
press
unless you kiss
conference.
Dana White's ass, he's not
Yeah.
gonna fucking go
I
and
was like,
put the belt on
even
you. But
post conference, he didn't even show
yeah,
up. I was
yeah,
like, yo, that's fucked. And like, I mean, his coach was also saying it was like it seemed like Ngannou and him were like finally getting along. Like Ngannou even said like they were randomly eating dinner, and Dana White just so happened to be there, and so they were
yeah,
just talking about like actual like personal shit. They didn't even talk about like business. They just started talking about personal shit, and they were like getting along. And like during the pre-conference or pre-fight conference, they were like talking to each other, and they seemed like super chill. And he's like, for all that to happen, and then you don't even bother putting the belt around his waist. Like what? Like what? Like unless it
no,
was
but
some like some
I think that's
crazy ass
back to
emergency or
business again,
something.
though.
But
But I think that's the point, right?
yeah,
He said they didn't talk business, right? I think
yeah,
the point was by Dana is that we're back in business now.
yeah,
Once you're in UFC, you know what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I
Once
was
you're
like,
fighting.
yeah, I was like,
So
yo,
I
this
think
shit's
he's
so.
trying to make a statement. I think he's trying to make a statement.
I
You know,
think,
Dana's stupid like that.
yeah,
He's trying to
bro,
make a statement. You know what I'm
little
saying?
stupid ass statement.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, because like, and then like Ngannou after like he was on like the what's Trevor Noah's show called Daily Show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the Daily Show. He was talking about MMA
Mhm.
pay. It's like, it's like what he's going to be doing for like future fighters is crazy.
Yeah.
Like even during the pre-conference or pre-fight conference, he had like he had oh no, he had the chain on during weigh-ins. Like a chain with like his NFT of like him
Yeah.
knocking like Steve that or someone. He had the NFT of him knocking some dude out. He had it
Yeah.
on like a chain and had that on the weigh-ins. I was like, yo, that's fucking fire, right? But then
Yeah.
even like
Legit.
pre-fight, he was talking about his own NFTs, his own like crypto. Like he was on shows talking about like Bitcoin and like hella shit, right?
Yeah.
And it's like for him to do all that and still after the fight win in a fucking ridiculous ass way. But then
Yeah.
after go on Ariel's show and actually verbalize what the fuck's wrong with the contract, he's like, yo,
Yeah.
like legit, like legit spelling it out for you. Like this is fucked. Like I'm the baddest man on the planet. Like no
Yeah.
one can deny that anymore. And it's like for me to have this contract, imagine what like other UFC
Dude,
fighters have.
dude,
Like
and
I
not
was like, yo,
only is that's actually like the most facts thing on the planet, though. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Because, dude, in 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 a one-on-one fighting, no weapons, this guy
oh
is the best. No one can beat this guy.
yeah.
There's no one who can beat this guy. Like
That's why like the
actually,
heaviest
actually in real
yeah,
life, in
bro,
real
right?
life,
Yeah,
if someone has
yeah.
no weapons, this guy will F you up.
100%,
That's crazy.
100%. Like,
That's
it's
crazy to think
legitimately the
about.
baddest man on the planet. It's like the
That's crazy to
heavyweight
think about.
champion of the fucking world.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's why like Mike Tyson was Mike Tyson. That's why fucking Muhammad Ali was Muhammad Ali. I mean, dude, Ngannou's going into that Ali lane. Like, obviously
Yo.
perspective, but it's like Ngannou's doing is like it's crazy
Yeah,
for
you need
UFC
perspective.
fighters. What?
You need perspective on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you need perspective on that. Like,
That comparison was
yeah,
wild. Like,
yeah, that was
you
kind of
gotta,
crazy. I had to check it real quick, but but like basically what Ngannou's doing for like UFC fighters for future generations, what he's doing for current fighters, like
yeah,
that shit's
yeah,
crazy. Like, he's
yeah,
telling everyone to go into the crypto space, just grow your money out, get your freedom, like all
yeah.
that. Like, and for him to be doing that is crazy. Like,
Mhm.
it's like he's genuinely gonna change UFC, which is wild to watch.
Facts.
So hence, dude is a legend real
Dude,
quick.
UFC, dude. Yeah, I mean, if you can make it better for others, dude, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, man.
So he's
Like,
doing that shit right now.
exactly.
He's
And
doing that
he's
shit
doing
right
it
now.
publicly. Like, that's the best thing. Like, he's legit every step of the way. He's like, yo, like, nah, like, look at how they're fucking me over.
Hmm.
Legit.
Hmm.
And like, for him to be doing that, that's super dope.
Yeah.
It's actually fire. And even Ariel was like, well, he was funny when he even brought it up. He was like, for a man who's overcome so many problems, this almost seems like funny to ask, but I have to ask. And like, he just talked about like the contract, but I was like, yo, that's
Yeah.
facts. Like, this is probably like not even that crazy in his mind. He's like, dude, I'm just doing what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Like, this shit isn't even hard compared to fucking being homeless in like Paris and trying to fight and all that like crazy
Exactly.
shit.
In
Like,
in his scope, it's
yeah.
nothing.
He's like,
It's
dude, I'm a
nothing.
fucking millionaire. Like,
Yeah.
I'm taking care of my family. Like, this shit's like, I don't give a fuck. That's what he even said. He was like, yo, it's not about the money anymore. He's like, I've probably left like, he was like, what, 7 million? I think he said, yeah, I've probably left like 7 million in contract negotiations alone. So like,
Hmm.
money ain't shit to me anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it's bigger than money. I was like, yo, he's definitely like, he's reached like that legend, all-time legend status
Yeah.
for a
Right.
shit show.
Facts. Facts.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. Should we move on to other fights? We talk about
Yeah.
the other championship fight.
We need to talk about. Yeah. We need to talk about. At least we
Rando
need to
one.
do that. We'll at least cover this one.
What?
Figueredo
Yeah,
versus Moreno.
bro.
Dude, that fight was amazing.
Dude, what the fuck?
Wait, dude, start off
Oh
with
my
that
god.
tweet that you read. You sent me
Oh
that
yeah,
that
it was
tweet.
like they've fought each other for almost an hour, and I still don't know who's better.
That's
Like,
fact.
they're
That's
both
that
like,
summarizes what happened in this
ah,
fight. That summarizes what
ah,
happened in this fight.
legit. Because like, okay, I think for Figgy definitely won. I would
Yeah,
say he won just because of like the knockdowns and all that, but he won by
yeah.
like this much.
You
Like,
saw that he dominated a little bit more. Like he was
yeah,
more like how you expect Figueredo to be
right,
usually. It's
exactly.
just
God of War,
that one fight versus Moreno, he was lacking or something. Something
yeah.
was off,
That fire
and
wasn't there. Yeah, yeah.
Moreno just got him. It was crazy.
Exactly. So like, and I mean, you even saw like Moreno's gotten more confident. Like, like even
Yeah,
Rogan and them were
that's
saying they're
definitely
like,
what you
yo,
saw.
like he's just in there. He's having fun fighting. He's like, I
Yeah,
think even DC said he's like, yo, this kid has fun when he fights. Like,
yeah.
you saw that.
Remember,
You're like,
because you
oh,
saw him like shimming and shit.
yeah,
Like he was
yeah.
just fucking around.
He was like
He was
just
just fucking around.
shrugging.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yo, that's lit. That's lit.
Remember when he got popped in the face one time and he's just like, "Oh, you got me,"
Yeah.
and then he ran away.
Right. Exactly. So like that's why I was like, yo, like you saw how good he is. So
Yeah,
honestly, if I was the UFC, this is how I would play it. I would take who's number 2 right now? Is it Oscar? Askar Askarov is now 3rd, right? In the flyweight class.
yeah.
So I would have him versus Figgy, and then put
Oh shit.
Moreno against Kai Kara France.
Yeah,
Just beat Cody Garbrandt. So
that'd be
he's like
crazy.
in line. So
Yeah,
that would be a fire ass fight, right? and then
Mhm.
whoever winners of both fights, they fight each other. That's how I would do it.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
then,
what if
so
it just ends up being Moreno and Figueroa?
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
if it just so happens to be that, that's
Yeah.
fire. Like that, like either way, that's a fire ass
They'll just
storyline.
keep fighting over and over.
Yeah, like they'll just like because dude, this will legit become like the Max Holloway versus Volkanovski. It's
Yeah.
legit the same shit.
Where
It's
they
like
just go
they're
back
so
and forth.
much
Yeah.
better than everyone else that it's like Max Holloway will go beat the shit out of like Kevin Guitar, and then he's next
Yeah.
in line. Like if Volk ever ends up losing, then it like he'll probably beat the shit out of someone else and come back.
Yeah.
Like that's legit how that is.
Mhm.
I think flyweight until like the next, whoever comes up, or who knows, maybe one of them might actually lose. So like, but like that's how I would play it if I was a UFC for sure show. Like
Yeah.
everyone else has a chance for the belt, but then it's also like Moreno's just one fight away from
Yeah.
a fourth.
Dude, but now we know in the UFC, now that Nunes went down,
Yeah.
anyone can go down. Anyone.
Yep. Yep.
Dude,
Yep.
who would have ever thought? Dude, everyone thought Nunes would just win.
Bro, the
Everyone,
greatest upset
everyone.
ever.
Dude,
Like
because
legit, like bro.
now you know, dude, people are good in the UFC and they get better. And
Yeah.
they target certain
Mhm.
people, right? They target the
Exactly.
champion, right? So
Exactly.
they prepare
Everyone's
specifically,
studying for the
you know what I'm
champ.
saying?
Yeah, everyone's
So
studying
they
for the champ.
study specifically for that issue. So it's like they're not messing around. They're out to take your head off, dude.
Bro.
So and
Yeah.
they'll take your not take your head off, but they'll take your crown, dude. They'll take that issue.
100%.
So
Dude, that's why like I mean this is completely separate from the fights. That's why, dude, I think Usman might have low-key cracked top 5 already
all
because of
time,
that. Kamaru
all
Usman,
time.
all time. Because, dude,
Oh
think about it.
shit.
He's already done a lap around the whole division. He fights 3 times a year. What? No, 2 times,
Yeah,
2 to 3 times a year he fights. Every
yeah,
time he fights, he's defending his shit.
yeah,
Every single time. And like,
yeah,
dude, against fucking Colby, Masvidal, in what Masvidal was in Florida somewhere, right? It was away.
yeah,
Like he was getting booed the whole time. He was getting like shit. Oh, dude, Masvidal was a great trash talker, and he was the fan favorite. Like everyone was like, "Hey, Masvidal lit. It's the second fight. He's gonna get him." Dude,
yeah.
Usman knocked it, like slept
He's
him,
knocked it.
bro.
Yeah,
Slept his ass. Masvidal's never been knocked out ever.
yeah.
So it's like you're doing all that shit, dude. He might have cracked top 5.
But also Masvidal's the only thing is Masvidal wasn't actually that good though. He wasn't that like
Dude, but
crazy.
like he's making everyone look shit.
Even though he's never gotten knocked out, he's not that crazy of a fighter.
No, Masvidal, dude,
Yeah,
game bread, street
he's not that.
Jesus,
No, he's not that crazy of a fighter.
street
Be honest.
Jesus.
Let's be honest. He's
That
had a
Ben
lot of
Askren,
losses.
that Ben Askren knee.
That Ben Askren
Bah,
knee was like, but
bah.
that's that.
Now, no, I would definitely agree with you though. It's like, but dude, I think it's honestly, it's literally just, or I mean, Masvidal is. I think Masvidal leading up to that was probably the biggest name though in that division.
That's true. He was
Like
a big name. He was,
the
yeah.
BMF.
And then I feel like after that, he had a few bad losses. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, up to that point, he was on the up streak. I
Like,
agree. Yeah,
like,
he
dude,
was
he
a
was
big
the
name.
BMF. He beat
Yeah,
Nate Diaz for the baddest
yeah,
motherfucker on the planet. Like,
yeah,
he had that belt. So it's like, I think is genuinely like dude, Colby Covington is fucking so good.
yeah,
Legit, anywhere else he would have been the champ. But it's like Usman is so good that twice he's beat him.
yeah,
And he's
exactly.
beat him like soundly. It wasn't like, oh fuck, maybe the second fight you could argue that Kobe was on the come up, like he was getting better as the fight went on.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
even then, you're like, yo, Usman could still just knock his ass out.
Yo,
Like,
easy. Yeah, easy.
like it's like, bro, like I think he's in that top 5 for me personally.
Yeah, dude. I don't know because I haven't watched enough UFC where I've compiled the top 5. Honestly, I feel
Oh,
like
true,
I feel
true.
like I haven't watched enough UFC because I've only watched in like what the past 2
Yeah.
years
Yeah,
that I've
yeah,
watched
yeah.
UFC. So
True.
it's like
True.
I've just started watching. Not 2 years. It's been
Yeah.
probably 3 4 years, right? So it's
Yeah.
like I haven't watched enough to be like, hey, I know
Yeah.
everything about UFC.
Yeah, no, no, yeah, yeah.
Um,
That being said, like, my okay, so I'll just say my top 5, right? My top 5 right now
all right, what's
will
your
be
top
John
five?
Jones. John
Yeah.
Jones, no particular order. I'm just naming 5.
No, give it an order. Give it an order.
Let me just say them out, and then I'll try to put them in order.
Yeah.
That's easier.
All
All right, so I would say John Jones. John Jones
Okay.
is number 1. He's the GOAT.
That's I
That's
agree with that.
easy. That's
I
easy.
think based on how much I've watched, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So him, then I'll put GSP, George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva, I'll put in there. Um,
Yeah. Anderson Silva, I feel
Usman,
like you have to put in there.
like I just said, Usman, I'll put in there.
Would you now put McGregor in
Khabib,
there?
nah. Do you know?
You would have put McGregor.
Do you know why?
Why? Why?
McGregor, the only reason he's never defended his title successfully. Everyone in my top 5's like defended their belt. McGregor never defended his.
But I feel like McGregor's mentality was different. His mentality was challenge himself more rather than just defending the belt.
True,
Understand this thing. You
nah,
know what I'm
true,
saying?
true. But I think like Khabib, 28-0.
No, I mean I put
Like,
Khabib probably above Connor. I'm just saying,
yeah,
would
yeah,
you put Connor in that conversation?
he's definitely in the conversation. He's definitely like
Yeah,
100%, like top 7, top 6 even, like
that's what I'm saying.
100%,
I think
hundred
he's
percent.
up there. I feel like
Like, yeah,
people like hate on him now because
yeah,
like
yeah.
his career
He's a
like
recent
at the
slide.
end it was
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
kind of trash. But like at his peak,
yeah,
McGregor was his fighting style was amazing.
hundred
I think
percent,
he was like
No, I agree with you there, 100%, hundred
he was
percent.
like a quick fire cannon, dude.
Yeah, no,
He'd take
I
you
think,
out in like the first 10
yeah,
seconds of a match
yeah,
of
no,
a
100%.
fight.
That
So
I think even the showmanship, dude. No one was doing
yeah,
showmanship like he was.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, even
bro,
though it went a little extreme,
yeah,
the showmanship, like he could attract an audience. Like
yeah.
that's what he was good at.
But
That's what he was
and
born
like
for.
I think even so, I think more recently his trash talk turned goofy. But
Yeah,
like when he was coming up, he was like actually he was funny. Like he was
yeah,
funny and confident. It wasn't like, oh, like that's fucked up what he said. It would be like, yo, you were like Connor said. It'd be like that type
yeah,
of shit. Like it was like
mhm,
now, like especially against Dustin Poirier being like, yo, your Jolie's wife, some goofy shit he said. You're like, yo, what the fuck is he
yeah.
talking about? Like that's stupid. But like early Conor McGregor, the shit he
Dude,
was saying.
and then this mofo's shin snapped in half. That's what
Yeah, man. Yeah.
happened.
No, legit. So goofy, bro. But like that's what I'm saying. It's like recently he's been goofy as hell, but
Yeah,
up
legit.
like double champ Conor McGregor is like he's definitely up there. But
Yeah,
like I would say I definitely have John Jones, GSP, Anderson Silva, Usman, and Khabib above him. At least
yeah,
because
yeah. No, I agree.
like
I
GSP
agree.
fucking he went through what like all the steroided out motherfuckers beat the shit out of people on steroids. Like that's crazy. Then he was what
Yeah,
he
that
was
is
double
crazy. That's
champ.
crazy.
He like retired, came back and won the belt right away.
Yeah, yeah,
Like and then yeah, and then steroid use, all that. So he's definitely there. Anderson Silva, I'll be honest, I haven't watched enough of him.
yeah.
Like I've just seen
I
highlights.
saw the end. Yeah, I just saw the end
Yeah,
of his
I've seen
career
the end of it. I
where he
haven't
was kind of
seen
trash. Yeah, where he
yeah,
was
I
kind of
haven't seen
trash.
like prime Anderson Silva, but
Yeah,
from what other fighters say and what like other people say, he's like Tupac to me, and
yeah.
like in a sense
Legend,
where it's like,
legend.
yeah, like you just put him up there because like
Yeah.
Tupac, I haven't heard like albums of his, but I've definitely heard like a hell of songs, and I agree
You
he's
haven't
good. So
you
it's
haven't
like
heard
that's
any
why
albums? You haven't heard any entire albums?
no Machiavelli. That's cap. I've heard Machiavelli.
That's why I was like, dude,
Yeah, yeah.
everyone's heard that.
Yeah, yeah,
Everyone's
I've
heard
heard
that.
that. I've heard, but I would say like earlier shit. I don't think I've really heard too much, right? So it's like, or there's limited of what I've heard. I've heard
Yeah,
like it's like crazy ass songs for sure, but like, um, same with Anderson Silva. It's like I've seen his highlights. I've seen like what how other people regard him, so that's why I think he's got to be in the top 5. Then
yeah,
Khabib, obviously, what 29-0, like fucking mauled everyone.
So I've always thought about this. So like you know how like people say you have to go and listen to the classics.
Yeah.
Is there actually like a big reason to do that? Or should you just listen to what's trendy and just listen to what you want to listen to?
See, like
And
this,
like
yeah.
I feel like that's almost the point of music because I feel like music is what your ears want to hear, right?
Hmm.
Isn't that what you want to make? Like
Yeah,
the sound you want to hear is what your ears want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Exactly. No, like I think my opinion on it is that you should definitely go back and like at least understand why your favorite rapper says this is his favorite rapper, right? So it's like
Yeah.
it's almost like history in a way. It's like that's why you enjoy history so much. It's like, okay, you can see where this person fucked up, or you'd be like, oh, okay, this is what he did right. This is how I can implement it into my shit. Whether it be
Yeah.
music, whether it be like art, whether it be like whatever the fuck you get inspired from. But it's like, okay,
Hmm.
this is where dude fucked up. This is what dude did amazingly. I'm gonna take it into my own art. So
Yeah.
that's why I say like when you listen to Lil Wayne, I'm like, oh, okay, I hear Andre 3K. Like I have enough, like I know enough 3K where when Wayne does some shit, I'm like, oh, okay, that's where he gets inspiration from. Like
Yeah.
even I think what it was last episode, we were talking about Solfago. We are like, oh, okay, we see the future, we see the thug, we see Uzi, blah blah blah. But it's like, oh, okay, but he's his own artist. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
but you like
Yeah.
you kind of connect the dots, right?
Yeah.
So I think for that instance, I'm not saying you should know their entire discography or anything like that, but it's like, okay, you know what Tupac sounds like. You're like, oh, okay, this is why
Hmm.
people fuck with Tupac. And then now it's like, okay, when you listen to a Kendrick, you listen to someone else, you're like, okay, I see the Pac shit. I see the resemblance. I see where he gets inspiration
Yeah.
from. But it's like,
Hmm.
okay, this is still Kendrick Lamar, and I fuck with Kendrick Lamar. And like I connect more so to Kendrick Lamar's music to a
But
point where
like,
like, yeah.
but my point there is, isn't it enough just to know what the reference means
No, yeah, that is
in
but
the
like see
song,
that
right?
that
It's just like, oh,
that
this is reference to Tupac.
yeah.
Tupac used to do this, right?
Yeah.
Like, isn't
Yeah.
that enough to know?
No, but I'm saying the only way you can truly know that is if you know
Yeah.
even like a song or two of
Yeah. Yeah,
said
yeah.
music.
That's true.
So
Okay. Yeah, I see
it's
what you're
like
saying.
that. So yeah. So I'm like, again, not saying like, oh, go listen to a whole album, go listen to like a whole playlist. Not
Yeah.
none of that. It's like as long as you understand the sound, you know
Yeah.
of said person. It's like
Hmm.
okay, cool. Like
Because
again,
I feel
this
like
might
it's
just be me being
always
a music nerd and like being like hella extra about this shit.
because
But
no. So I've done that, right? I've
yeah,
gone back and listened to that age, right?
exactly.
So I've done it. I'm just giving the perspective from the other side. Like, say people don't
Mhm.
want to do that age, right? How important is it in reality? I don't know if people talk about this,
True.
right? Like,
Nah,
I feel like
yeah,
I just
you're
thought
right.
of that
You're
right
right.
now. Like, do
Yeah,
people talk
yeah,
about is it important to actually listen to the classic? I feel like it hasn't
yeah.
been. I feel like that's just like what people say, and then they don't question it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. Cause it's like, say I was born today and like So Faker
Yeah,
was the first artist I listened to. Never heard
yeah,
of Future, never heard of Uzi, never heard of Travis Scott, none of that.
yeah,
I'll probably fuck with it though. Like I'll fuck with it,
yeah.
not even giving a fuck about Future, Uzi, blah blah.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, okay, So Faker is just this sound. So I
Yeah,
mean, but like again, I don't know. I think damn, yeah, that is true. Like, I don't know how much it truly even
because
matters because it's like I listened to Wayne before I even heard of 3K,
yeah,
and I fucked with Wayne's. But like again, I don't know if it's see. This is also the different thing is like maybe like you fuck with it on a surface level, or I don't want to say surface level. It's like whatever your enjoyment is. So you
yeah,
just enjoy that artist, that music for that whatever that is, cool. For me, it's like understanding where like certain shit comes from.
yeah,
I get this like deeper appreciation for the song. But
yeah.
that's like maybe just like the way my brain's wired or the way I personally enjoy music, where I go in that deep. So it could
No,
also
no,
just
no.
be yeah. So I don't
Yeah,
know how
dude, yo, I do the same thing, but
yeah.
I'm
So
just,
like
again, I'm just thinking the counterintuitive,
yeah,
right? It's just like, yeah, if
yeah,
you appreciate music, usually you want to be like, yo, let me understand the influences of this music and
right,
why does it sound like this, right? And
exactly.
because that's what we talk about on here. Okay, what does Baby
Exactly.
Keem sound like? He reminds you of
Yeah.
Kanye. It reminds you a little
Yeah.
bit of Kendrick. He reminds you of a little bit of Travis Scott. This and that, right?
Right.
So it's like when you bring all that ish up, like that's what we do, right? Like we
Exactly.
think about these types of things already,
Hmm.
right? But does the normal person,
Yeah.
even like they're a music enthusiast, even if they're a music enthusiast, do you need it to listen to the classics and
Right.
understand that to just appreciate the new music and just talk about
Yeah.
new music?
Yeah. No.
You know
hundred
what I'm saying?
percent. 100%. Like I think it's. I don't think there's a wrong answer to this, mainly because it's
Yeah,
like for us, it's like like we just appreciate or like we start to appreciate the music in a different way when we do
yeah,
something else compared to someone else.
yeah,
Like I think a great example would be like maybe like someone just sits in their car and listens to their album. Like the first album
yeah,
has to be in the car. It has to be in the whip. It has to be the car speakers. Someone else,
yeah.
it's like, oh no, it's got to be my favorite headphones. Someone
Hmm.
else is like, nah, I have to be with a person. I have to do this. I have to be experiencing some different shit. So I think it's even like little details like that.
Yeah,
Like if that small thing gets affected, I'm sure like some people are like, yo, I could give a fuck about 3K. I could give a fuck about Tupac. Right. I'm just
yeah,
listening to
for real.
Uzi. So like, yeah, I don't
Uzi.
know. I think there's no really a wrong answer. But
No,
that was a
dude. Yeah,
fire
I think.
conversation though.
Yeah, yeah.
That
That's
was interesting.
interesting, man.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I just wanted to talk about it. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So updates with NBA.
Yeah. Nothing really crazy. Embiid's going off, Jokic is going off,
The
but
Lakers are losing as usual,
oh no,
dude.
one thing we have to
Okay.
address. Nah,
Yeah.
fuck Grayson Allen. That might be
Oh
the
yeah.
title,
Yeah.
thumbnail,
Actually.
bruh, URL, bro.
Wait. Who
Grayson
did he just
Allen,
foul? Who did he just foul like that?
Caruso, dude,
Caruso.
fucking
Yeah.
AC ball
Dude. And
mamba
he just got back. Caruso just got back too.
just
That's
got
effed up, man.
back, bro,
That's effed
and like,
up.
bruh, that shit, like, because
I
I was
think
watching
that's
the
the
game
whole.
live too. I
I
was
think
like,
that's
yo,
the whole reason that Grayson Allen did that because
yeah.
he knew, this dude's weak. He just came off injury. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that shit, like even Twitter was like, "Yo, get this thug out the league." Like that's some like
Dude, remember when he
that's
used to trip
fucked.
people in
Yeah,
college? What
yeah.
kind
I
of
was like,
stupid,
"Yo,
what
bro,
kind of childish shit is that?
dude."
Like,
Even
now in the NBA he gets flagrants.
bro, like no, like against Caruso, it was a full out like midair tackle.
Yeah, dude.
Like it was
Also,
like, yo, what?
also, how did he just get 1 game suspension?
Yeah, bro, just one
That's
game.
that's the most obvious
I was like,
intentional.
bro,
And it's like, dude, does the NBA not consider someone's history?
yeah, exactly,
Even if it was in a different
exactly.
league, you should know that this dude always
Hmm.
does this type of ish,
Yeah,
and
dude,
you should really punish him for it.
100%, 100%. Like yeah, because it's like, yo, if I just get a game, like, okay, fuck it. Like, I don't give a fuck. Next time
Yeah, he'll do it
some shit
again.
happens, I'm gonna do it.
He's
Like,
not like that important of a player.
important. It's like, bro, like you said, it's like his history since
Yeah,
college. Like, since college, he's been playing like this. And it's like
yeah.
every year, too.
He's
Every
just a
year,
dirty player.
he does it to someone. Yeah. And it's like, yo, like, when one's enough.
Who's dirtier though, him or Pat Bev?
Nah, see, Pat Bev just does funny shit. It's not like he
Pat Bev
doesn't.
is dirty though. Pat Bev, you gotta admit Pat
Oh, yeah,
Bev's
no, no,
dirty
no, 100% is dirty.
when he did those dive balls against Westbrook. That's
Yeah, yeah,
dirty.
yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta admit
Facts. No,
that
yeah,
ish is dirty, dude. And he
yeah.
did that on purpose. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
would do
yeah, yeah,
that
facts,
ish on
facts.
purpose.
Yeah, no, that's 100% dirty. But I mean, I think Pep Bev also just does it against like fucking the Thunder when Thunder were going crazy. Like, I think he just does like shit like that. Grayson Allen does it like every year he does it. Like legit every
You think
single year.
he does it more often? Is what you're saying,
100,
right?
yeah, he does it more
Yeah,
often. It's more severe. Like
yeah,
AC's out 6 to 8 weeks. Like you gotta fucking do it up for him to be out 6 to 8 weeks.
yeah.
Like, bro, that's legit 2 months. You put a man out for 2 months. Like that's
Dude,
fucked.
that's ridiculous, man.
Like,
No,
bro,
I mean, Pat Bev took out Westbrook's knee. That's the
yeah.
whole point, though.
I think because he hasn't done shit lately.
I
I
think
think
yeah,
it,
I think it's just like he does it less often.
yeah,
Like
it's less often, and
he
it's
does
like,
he does some
yeah,
shady
yeah,
jumps towards.
yeah,
I remember he did one towards LeBron's knee one time, and I was like, "Yo,
yeah,
what the f are you doing, dude?
yeah. No, like he
That's
does like
shady, dude."
exactly. Like he does like some goofy shit, but you're like, one, it's less often, and I, I I think he doesn't follow up with it
He's
most
I
of the time.
know.
It's
Also,
like
he's
not
less
as
hateable. I think he's less hateable
true.
than
Yeah,
Grace
that
now.
too.
No one
That too.
fucking likes Grace
That
now.
too. That too. And it's like, yeah, yeah. So fuck Grayson Allen. Basically, that's most of our NBA talk right there.
Yeah, there
Fuck
we go.
Grayson Allen.
That summarizes the NBA.
Yeah.
Embiid's good. Jokic is good. Lakers suck. Bulls are good.
Yeah. Fuck Grayson
Um,
Allen.
Nets are decent. They need KD. Who else is good? The Heat. Is Jimmy Butler back?
Now he's injured, but they're still playing well. They're still
Oh, they're
playing
still
well.
playing well without Jake Buckets.
I think he was back from like COVID, but then he got injured or some shit. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
what
don't
it was.
remember if you. Yeah.
I think
And
Bam's
then
also injured right now. So
Bam's injured. Dude,
yeah.
Bam got fouled out, and then the Lakers still lost.
Yeah, dude, fuck.
The Lakers suck. They
The Lakers
suck.
are so
I
shit.
can't even watch a game, dude. I can't even watch a game because it's so bad.
Oh,
It's
dude,
just
I don't even
terrible.
bother. I don't even bother looking at the
Terrible.
score anymore.
Sometimes I turn it
I just
on.
look at the bull score.
Sometimes I turn that ish on. I'm like, geez. And I'm just like, no, never mind. You know what I'm saying? That's just how those games are. They're
Yeah.
horrible. They're horrible.
Dude, I don't even look at Lakers scores anymore. I just look at the bull scores and I'm like, all right, bet. Bulls won,
Dude,
Bulls
yeah.
lost. All right, we
Dude,
move.
I'm glad like the Bulls are good. Imagine if the Bulls weren't good. I wouldn't
Ooh,
have a team this season,
ooh, yeah,
honestly.
dude, that would suck. We would be so down bad.
I'd
I'd
be like,
be
dude,
rooting for like
who would I
Phoenix.
be
I'd be
rooting
like,
for?
hey,
I'd be rooting for the
Warriors.
Bucks again. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
be
the
rooting for the
Bucks.
Bucks
Like,
again.
yeah,
Yeah.
Giannis, let's go, bro.
Oh, that's so goofy.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to the Bulls. Honestly, when the Bulls are good, life's good.
Yeah, for real.
Life is so much better when the Bulls are good. So shout out to the
Life is
Bulls.
good. Nah, I mean, life's
Yeah.
good.
Oh man, bro.
Now you gotta clip that ish. Huh? All right.
Hey, so I was reading up on this. Let me know what you think. All right.
All right.
So I saw this shit. It was basically like, um, how the American public school system or the school system in general has just changed to support
Yeah.
consumerism. So, for example, they were basically like, yo, before it's like you had a woodworking course, you had like something about sewing, you had a class about like cooking, about like just
Yeah.
legit life skills. And it was like
Yeah.
a requirement. Like you were required to take at least some shit, if not like
Yeah.
everything, right? And then now it's like, dude, even us in high school, we didn't take any of that shit. Like there was nothing about cooking, there was nothing about sewing, there was nothing about. I mean, those classes were
I
still
think I
there, I
did.
think,
I think
but
I did
like,
in middle school.
oh, you did?
In junior high, I think I
Oh,
did
true. Yeah, no, I
take
don't even
some
have that
class.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even have that shit. So it's like, but like now I know like for sure, most schools
Yeah.
probably don't have any of that shit. So it's
What is it
like,
called? Yeah.
yeah, because it's like our high school had like foods and they had like different courses, but like they weren't required by any means. It was like if you took it,
Yeah.
you took it.
Facts.
Um, but you know, so they're basically saying that now the shit's not even required. So it's like if you're hungry, you most probably don't know how to cook or cook too many things. So that or you've never even like set foot in the kitchen for some people. And it's like at that point, you have to go out and buy food. Like you don't know how to cook. So you have to go pay for restaurants. Then like a huge thing is like haircut. Like a lot of people don't cut their own hair at home. Like COVID probably made more people do it, but it's like before
Yeah.
that, no one did that shit. So it's like now you're forced to go to the barber.
I did
Like,
when I was poor. My parents used to cut our
yeah,
hair at home.
you know
So
what I was
that
when I was a kid, we did that shit. But
when we're poor, we used to do that shit.
yeah,
So
yeah. But it's
that's a
like
poor thing to do. So I guess
facts,
whoever
facts.
else is poor and relates with us, let us know in the
Hey,
comments.
facts. um, but it's like you have that shit. Now you're like almost forced to go to the barber, right?
Yeah,
Then it's like
legit.
sewing. You have to go to the barber, blah blah blah. So yeah, no. What do you think about it then? Do you like? Do you believe
No,
the
I
conspiracy?
agree. I agree to a point. Like
Yeah.
to a point. Like, are those actually skills that matter? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you're gonna learn
Okay.
in school is actually ish that like will help you intellectually. I think that's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's why they're
Yeah.
gonna teach you English so you can learn how to read. I think learning how to read is more important than learning how to cook. You learn how to cook later, and then that's why you go and live by yourself or something, so then you learn
Yeah.
how to cook. You know what I'm saying?
I
I don't
mean,
think
I
that's
think
the job of school to teach you how to cook.
true. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, true. You do have a point. But I think it's
yeah.
like it should be a thing where like you should know. Like I genuinely think a lot of people don't know how to cook. Like more than not. Like people can't even
No,
cook
no, dude.
like
Now it's gonna. I think now, like now, kids born like now and moving
mhm,
forward,
yeah.
dude. No one's gonna know how to cook. I'm
Yeah.
almost, and I'm sure no one's gonna know how to cook, and no one's gonna cook, and they're gonna be like, "Why would you ever cook?"
Yeah.
Because from, I think my sister was talking about this or something. Like from their perspective, it doesn't even make sense to them. Why would you ever cook if you can just order something, just click a button
Mhm.
on their phone
Yeah.
and have food just show up?
Show off facts.
Dude, there's nothing easier than that in their
Yeah.
entire life, right? So now
Yeah.
that's they're gonna how they're gonna grow up thinking.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
why would they ever cook now, right? Especially like I'm sure in the future, food delivery is gonna become cheaper, right? Because they're gonna freaking have robots deliver
Yeah,
that ish
facts,
to you,
facts,
and then
facts.
that ish is gonna be cheap, right? So, um, dude, I'm telling you, like I think like now from now on, I think like there's way less cooking gonna be happening in our society, like
Yeah,
for
no,
sure. I
true.
think
100%, 100% that's
DoorDash
a
and
fact.
like whatever
That's a fact.
doing autonomous driving and ish like that, they're gonna have these
Yeah.
robots deliver food.
That also you just get meal preps delivered to you, like, by mail. It's just frozen, just packets you get, you just heat them up.
Yeah, meal
Like
preps are another thing. Yeah. So
like,
like,
just get that
dude,
shit.
like it's not gonna make sense to kids why cooking, but
Yeah.
like for right now, dude, again, cooking's like it's like whatever.
Yeah,
I don't change
I
my
think
opinion.
again that does go into the conspiracy theory of like, yeah, that's 100% consumerism, you're just buying the shit, but it's also like it's not really a bad thing, I don't think. It is what it is at this point.
Dude, yeah, like that's one thing. It's like you could argue cooking, like, and they could have made that required, right? But they made driver's ed required, so they teach
Yeah,
you how to. That's one thing. I
yeah,
feel like
true.
that's more useful than cooking.
Yeah, facts. That is true. That is true. Dude, you think it's consumerism again though? It's like then you'll buy a car, you pay for gas, you pay for a car loan, you pay
Yeah,
for
and then I guess that's right, but like, but then like I guess it depends on where you are and stuff like that. Yeah, I guess it led to like the automobile industry and
yeah,
whatever, blah blah blah, right? But then
yeah,
there's also public transportation. You can always take public transportation,
facts.
but that
True.
depends on where you are too.
Yeah,
In
exactly.
there's like
Exactly.
no public transportation, right?
Yeah, it's also like time. You'd be like, yo, after this time, I'm not taking that
So
train.
it's
Fuck.
like does that actually matter? Not really. It's like that again.
Yeah,
That's
it's
like
one yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Right?
Again,
So it's like
yeah.
I feel like if you're gonna argue those things, I feel like those things kind of don't matter that much versus maybe being good at math and building a rocket ship for humanity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True,
Like I
true.
think that's way more important than fucking
Yeah, I think you
knowing how to
can
make pasta. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You can learn
you
how to
can
make
look at the
pasta.
pros and cons of like between like what's better for humanity's survival
Yeah,
versus consumerism. You're like, yo, is consumerism even that big of a deal?
exactly.
Like
It's like
on this
whatever.
minor
Yeah.
shit. When yeah. So yeah, true. True. I guess then the conspiracy theory is true, but it's not necessarily a bad thing either.
Yeah, it's not
Like
it's
whatever.
not terrible. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely true that they don't teach us that, but it's like, do we need it? You know?
Mhm.
It's like how they say like, oh, they don't teach you any survival tactics at school. Like, how
Yeah.
often are you gonna be in a survival situation? You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? But you don't.
Facts. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times are
Yeah.
gonna end up like almost dead on an island? Like, that's not gonna happen, right?
Yeah, 100%, especially if you live in fucking
Like
Chicago.
99% of the
Like,
time, it's not gonna happen, right?
yeah, like, you're not gonna be in the woods
Yeah.
anytime soon. Like,
So it's like that kind of stuff's like whatever.
facts. Yeah, facts. Is there anything in music?
In music,
Let me look real
not really, dude. I've just been what I realized is like I can't listen to the same stuff for long anymore, dude. I just like
true.
I just like
That's
going
facts.
through music. I like just
Yeah,
listening to brand new ish sometimes.
yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, because like I've yeah, same. Like I know like hella new albums drop, but I've just been listening to that Nas project or like
Like, yeah, I feel like I'm like looking for like new sounds and stuff now too.
yeah,
It's like the right now, like the industry's kind of just has the same sound. I'm like, dude,
yeah, just like a lull.
yeah, it's kind
Dude,
of
you know what I am looking forward to though? That new Pusha T. Ooh, I'm so
oh,
hyped.
dude, that's gonna go hard, dude. Oh my
Ooh,
god,
especially, dude. I sent you that shit. Like I don't know if that's a cover or not, but it's the first image Push posted
dude,
on IG
Daytona
about the
was so
album.
crazy.
Bro, coke on top of Lana Del Rey's face.
Daytona was so crazy that I'm just ready for this. I'm just so ready for
Yeah,
this,
bro. Ooh, I'm like, especially after Daytona.
dude.
Especially
Daytona is like
classic.
Daytona. What must be like one of his? Is it his one of his best?
Oh no,
Like
no, that's his classic for sure. That's his easily his classic.
it's like
Yay
it's
production,
definitely his
bro.
top
What?
2, 3 album ever.
Yeah, no, it's my favorite Pusha T project. Or
I
no, no,
think
no,
it's my favorite
it's
too.
my favorite album. My favorite
I don't know if
project is
people would argue if some of his other ones are
yeah,
top one.
yeah. Like my favorite music, like King Push was crazy. I fucking
Yeah,
love that project.
yeah.
I'm not sure if it's an album or a mixtape or what, but that shit was fucking
So
fire.
it's like,
So it's
but
like,
Daytona was crazy. So I can't wait for this. But also Daytona was produced by Kanye that we have to keep in
no,
mind.
so dude, this is also the thing, right? This album is supposedly he's got Neptunes on it, and he might have EA on it. It's like the
Wait,
level of
who on it?
production
Oh, he
push
might
it.
have Ye on it too.
Yeah, yeah, he might have EA on it too. But then he was at Nigo's fashion show with
Yeah,
Tyler Creator. Pharrell was obviously there. Like it was just Ye was there with fucking Julia Fox, of course. Gunna randomly showed up, but the point I guess I was trying to make fucking yeah, the Neptunes are supposed to be on there as production, going back to fucking like just old school Virginia shit,
yeah,
like
that's
just
crazy.
Virginian sound. Oh, bro, it's about to be
That's
crazy.
gonna be interesting.
It's
That's
about to
gonna be
be
interesting to
crazy.
hear like a new take almost.
Yeah, like, bro, like I'm so hyped for Pusha T, especially if there's like Yay. I want Yay and Neptune's. I think are pretty much it's certain they're gonna be there.
Yeah,
But if he gets like a Hit Boy, or if he gets like some crazy shit alongside it, this might
yeah.
be like the greatest production on an album ever. And imagine it's just Push talking Coke bars. Bruh, this shit about to be so lit. Like you
Dude,
just talking like
there's gonna be a
bro,
bar in there for Drake. You know there's gonna be a bar in there for Drake.
every song, every single song. Like
There's gonna
I
be
just
so many bars just dissing Drake left and
throw
right.
the bread to your baby mama.
Ferdinand.
His father was Aubrey. You'd be like, oh shit, he just threw Aubrey for no reason. Like,
Oh,
oh, but like, dude, imagine his brother comes back. We hear the Cliffs in 2022. Dude, if it's on a Neptune's beat, you know, it's like I was saying, like, bro, Clips in 2022, bruh, that like the possibilities are endless. Like, just push, man. Just coke bars. Bruh, I've been missing some good solid coke bars. like like bars about lines.
yeah.
Bro, especially that Lana Del Rey. That shit's amazing. To have a pile of coke
That's
on
what it's
Lana
all
Del
about.
Rey's
That's what it's
face.
all about.
That's so Pusha T that like I love it. I love this energy. Like him being with Pharrell's or with the Neptunes. Nigo was also there at Nigo's show. Like at Nigo's fashion show to have Ye there, have fucking both like have the Neptunes there, have everyone there. Like, phew, I'm hyped. I'm so hyped.
Dang, dude. Yeah.
Especially like, dude, the
That's good.
features. I want him to have a song with 21. I want to see, dude. If I see 21 on there, oh, that would be crazy. Again, to add to his feature run so
Yeah, dude.
far,
I think 21 has to be on there. He has to be
21
on there.
gotta be on there. Griselda needs to be on there. I want Benny the
Like you need
Butcher. Ooh, Benny the
yeah,
Butcher on that shit.
you need the gangsta 21 on there.
Dude, Freddie Gibbs. I want Gangsta Gibbs on there. That's actually perfect. I
Yeah,
want
that'd
Freddie
be
Gibbs on there.
crazy. That'd be so
Like,
crazy.
imagine if he has Freddie Gibbs and Jim Jones on the same song.
Yeah.
It's like they both they fought each other and now they're on a Push song. And they're talking about coke. Fire. But nah, dude, I'm actually like, this is one of the albums that like this year so far I've been like, oh shit, like let's go. I'm
Yeah.
like genuinely hyped. Like everything else, like I was like, ah, cool, Gunna's dropping. Oh, cool, this guy's dropping. But Pusha T, I'm like, yo, oh, this must be lit.
Legit.
But,
Dude, when's Kendrick dropping?
dude, who knows, dude? Super Bowl's coming up. He's performing in the Super Bowl halftime show. So hopefully, dude, if
What if he
February,
drops like right after? That'd actually be
yeah,
genius.
if he
I think
does it
that'd be
like,
genius if he
dude,
dropped
if he
right after,
like,
like a
bro,
week after.
yeah,
So then like his like
yeah,
Super
yeah,
Bowl stuff
yeah,
dies off and then his album comes out. Boom.
bro, that'd be
That'd be crazy.
like, dude, imagine if he performs an unreleased song, Super Bowl
Yeah.
halftime,
Yeah.
bro,
Legit.
like that would be crazy. Like, dude, I'm hyped. This year, like, I mean, Pusha T, first of all, Pusha T gonna be lit. If Kendrick does something, if he comes out of the nest,
Yeah. Facts.
it's gonna be lit. But so yeah, right now this Pusha T songs, oof. Or yeah, did you listen to the unreleased song that they were
No, I
playing
haven't listened.
during like the fashion week? Bro, it sounds fucking crazy. Like it's like that's what got me even more excited.
Yeah.
Bro, it sounds crazy. It's like I was like, yo, like this
Dude, do you
push
think
album is gonna be prior.
so I'm gonna just throw this out there. This will be, I guess, our last topic.
Yeah.
Call it, right? Do you think Kanye changed the way that music is gonna be created now? You think that artists are gonna start selling like listenings, like early listenings,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
as they're building the album? So now they're gonna have like pre-debuts, basically, like
Yeah.
how Kanye
Yeah.
did. He had like where do you go like to 7 different places and keep
Yeah.
debuting the album, all the updates. He had like 8 different changes.
Yeah.
So do you
See,
think that artists are gonna start doing that now?
I think it's only for the album. So this is what I mean by this. It's like say say like someone like say Push, right?
Yeah,
Push is like, yo, I'm gonna perform in Virginia, then I'm gonna go to New York, then I'm gonna go to like Miami,
yeah,
right? Just coke bars everywhere,
yeah,
right? If I do that shit, it's like you see the progression of the album, but I think it'll get played out. Cause like, dude, when the final Donda came out, you're like, yo, I already kind of know these songs, right?
yeah, facts.
But like Kendrick, tomorrow he's like, yo, album out. You're like, you haven't heard any music.
Yeah,
You listen to it, you're gonna be like, oh fuck, like this is crazy.
yeah, no, but
Like,
I think he'll do the classic thing where he releases some single or something, and then
yeah,
the album.
yeah, but like, see that shit, that's like traditional, but
Yeah,
it works because it's like
yeah,
now you get to you go into the album with like a certain sound in mind.
yeah, and an idea. Yeah,
Exactly. And you have like idea of like, okay, this is what it is.
yeah,
But then it's like, um, but then yeah, if you do the Kanye shit where you're legit every single song on the album, you're previewing the changes, you're doing like this, that. Cause like now to this day, I'm like remote control with Cuddy on it, way better than the one on the album. Way better. Like
yeah.
in my personal opinion, that one was fire without like the
Dude, I
without
remember
like
our
the
first
Daft
listen,
Punk
we were
shit.
in awe of that album. That was
That
crazy.
bro, yeah, first listen that whole verse, I was like, holy shit. Holy fuck. But like, see, because like if he dropped that, like granted, if it was like mixed and mastered perfectly, like that was the album, you didn't listen to
Yeah,
shit, I'll be like, yo, nah, this is a fucking classic. Like, yeah, I'll be like, yo,
yeah. I
this
wouldn't
shit
have
is
complained. I wouldn't
crazy.
have complained at all.
Or like I'll be like, yo, what the fuck? Like
Yeah,
it's like when Cole dropped, right? It didn't have any
yeah,
features on it. Like we were
mhm,
alive. We were like when 21's first came out. We're like, yo, what the fuck? There's a feature.
yeah.
Like that was crazy. So
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
was almost gonna say it's gonna have no features again. That's what I thought. That's what I
yeah,
thought, and it was
yeah,
a complete opposite.
exactly. So it's like, imagine if Kanye did that last song on the album. You hear Hove. you're like,
Yeah.
holy shit, like yo, it's wild,
Yeah.
right?
True.
Because like he dropped the single too on the Beats commercial. He dropped fuck song was it? Which one was it? Song with No Child Left Behind, right? He
Yeah.
already had that on the ad, so you already saw. So you almost had a single. You were like, oh shit, the album's coming. But then it was
Yeah.
like that,
Exactly.
then it was that, then it was that, and then by the end of it, you're like, okay, this is a good album. But like I've heard it like a million different
You've
ways.
heard it like 80 different
Yeah,
ways,
I enjoyed this
like
better, enjoyed
9
that
million
better.
different times. Yeah.
Exactly. And now you have your personal favorites, and you're like, hey, I don't know if the final version is that good. Like I've my own perfect album. I have this, I have
Yeah.
that. So
Exactly.
it's like I think what kind is definitely cool, but I don't think like it takes a special type of artist and a special type of album to do it. Like
Yeah.
even Kanye can't do this with his next album. Where it'd be like, all right,
Facts.
Kanye, like we know it's gonna be delayed. 100% it's delayed. Like as a Kanye fan, you don't even expect it to come out on time. But you're like, hey, I don't want these fucking live shows. Like
I came across this conspiracy, and I thought
Mhm.
it was actually pretty interesting. I was just like, so basically what it was is that Facebook um tries to like make breakups and like scandals things happen like more often on their platform, so, because it like attracts more views. So now people like want to go on Facebook more because they know like some ish could go down
Yeah.
and they could read some ish and find some ish out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah, no,
then that's why
100%.
they made it where if one of your friends comments somewhere, they'll show you that video or whatever, right?
Mhm. Like this, like after you said it first, I was like, yo,
Yeah.
this is legit Twitter's trending page.
Yeah.
It's like
Legit.
what's trending on Twitter is always like some
It's always
like
some back and forth, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like say the LeBron's trending, you'll see
Yeah.
like the best shit about LeBron, you'll see the worst shit about LeBron.
Yeah.
And it's like if you like LeBron, it's not gonna change your opinion either way. But you're like, yo, fuck this dude, fuck that dude. And then you
Yeah.
respond to yo, fuck this dude. That's trends it. That's like, yo, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's like and then even the only reason I know about Kim and Kanye West relationship is because of the Twitter trending page. Otherwise, I wouldn't know jack shit about that. Like, I don't give a
Dude, I just
fuck.
knew through TikTok, dude. I just knew through TikTok.
Yeah. Or like even I mean
TikTok had enough
TikTok's
info.
algorithm similar too. It's like
Yeah.
it'll just give you what it thinks you'll like, and like you'll be like, oh, it's fucking Kanye on the cover.
Yeah,
Let
no,
me just
and I
listen.
think I think it was almost proven true because remember how Facebook was promoting the Russia like fake ads, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is literally true about the algorithm. The algorithm will post, like the algorithm will populate on your feed the most like controversial ish possible. Like
Hmm.
as far as your like profile, whatever your profile is on Facebook, right? They have some profile of you as a person, right?
Yeah.
And so whatever, like they'll take it as close to the edge as you'll possibly take
Yeah.
for your given person. You know what I'm saying? I think
Facts.
that is bound to
Facts.
happen. So that's what happened with the elections. During the elections, they like it would promote like the most crazy ish where to people who would potentially believe it, basically. They like knew who was susceptible to it and
Hmm.
they promote it to that person. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And I think there's also like because we could be sitting 2 feet apart and like have like the same setup, same everything. Our timeline's gonna
Yeah.
be different, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like when you have that, you get fed different information. And
Yeah.
I'm sure it reads like, okay, this person, if he sees something he disagrees with, he replies or he
Mhm.
interacts with it. This person just doesn't go a fuck. He just scrolls. So like to one person, it'll start feeding you more like controversial shit to the point where like you probably end up becoming like a lot more one-sided than like you
Yeah.
naturally are. But it's because like every day you're getting fed this information. You're
It's
like,
because
yeah, no, fuck
you
this,
get
fuck
fed
that.
more and more information where you
Yeah,
think, oh yeah, that's the correct information. But it's
exactly.
like is that actually your belief, or are you just getting fed this
Right.
information directly?
Exactly.
It's
So
like
it's
you
like,
just believe it for no reason, and that's what
yeah,
you saw with a lot of like Trump supporters. They believe
yeah,
a lot of stuff for no reason. It's like, yeah, I just heard it on
100%.
like Facebook or something.
Yeah,
And
it's like
like, dude,
you don't even
that's
believe
like
it, but
literally
it's like
called
fuck it.
fake information.
No, it's
That's
legit,
where fake information is
legit,
coming from.
legit. So it's like
It's
you
literally
get,
fake information. So then that's why it's like, wait, you actually have to go to like some reputable, even
yeah,
go to like freaking Fox News, dude. That'll
yeah.
be more reputable than this Facebook link, dude. For
Dude, no,
real.
but see, that's even the crazy thing is that now,
Yeah.
like, Fox, CNN are the biggest examples of like they're trying to go viral.
Yeah,
So
that's
they're
true. That's
taking
true. And
like the most like,
they've polarized too. They've completely
yeah,
polarized. That's a good point too.
yeah, because like we said about Trump, it's even like the super uber liberals.
Yeah.
They're saying some like wild fucking shit, and you're like, yo, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what? No, like I don't
Yeah.
agree with that.
It
But
went
it's
a little
like,
wild.
yeah, but you're like, you're just getting like fed whatever side, and you're like, if you interact with it a lot, you probably get fed more. And like,
Yeah, exactly.
if you're on social media more, you probably get fed more. If you're
Dude, that's
like,
why all the TikTok drama is always like the most popular ish on TikTok.
yeah,
Like that's
see, this is how I know I'm on good TikTok because I've never seen TikTok drama. I like
you
why
haven't
that
seen
shit don't
TikTok
show.
drama?
Hell no,
There's that
dude.
one guy who all he does is report on people getting canceled, and he reports on
Yo, see, I've
TikTokers
never
getting
seen
canceled.
dude.
You haven't seen this guy?
No, dude. You know what my TikTok feed is? My TikTok
What?
feed is fucking women. It's fucking
Oh,
basketball.
we
It's
do that first
comedy.
one.
It's
We knew
comedy. It's
because
rap.
you're a simp. You're a simp.
Yeah, like it's a rap, and it's like just like funny, stupid shit. That's literally my timeline. I don't see fucking TikTok
Dude,
drama,
all
dude.
I learned from that is you're a simp. All right.
You're too
My
involved.
TikTok
You're too much of a creator,
is
dude.
strange things about science,
Oh, true.
anime,
Yeah, I have that shit too. I have that shit too.
and then
I have like random like animal shit too, which is cool. Yeah,
obviously
like
One
history
Piece.
shit.
I
Oh yeah,
have
yo, ass probably gets hella anime.
coding, and
Oh,
then
true,
I
true,
like I followed like 80 NFT pages, even if they're like trash, like spam NFT pages, and I've just followed them so that my FYP will be more crypto-ish. So I've just
Oh,
followed
true,
all these
true.
NFT people.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, no. So it's like, see, that's the thing too. It's like we're both interested in like the same shit, but our like timelines completely different. It's
Yeah,
like like the whole shit. It just caters to you, like whatever you do and how often you spend or how much time you spend on it.
yeah,
And
thanks.
it's like, because like I hardly go on TikTok. That's why like my shit's like the most basic shit. Whereas I feel like my Twitter is probably giving me more like actual like shit that matters to me.
Yeah,
Because
no, I'm
like
still on
I go
TikTok the
on,
most probably.
yeah, yeah,
I'm literally only on TikTok.
yeah.
I'm
Like
on
I'm
TikTok and YouTube,
basically,
basically.
yeah, I'm basically on Twitter. So it's like Twitter is
Okay.
feeding me like the shit about push. It shouldn't be like about basketball, about like just sports in general, about UFC
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Like 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 a lot of journalist is because of Twitter recommended. Now that I actually think about it,
yeah,
it's like it'll be like recommended tweets like UFC is like the category or whatever. And it'll
yeah.
be like some like actual like good question or something. I'll be like, oh, okay, that's a good like UFC thing. I'll check out like the journalist. I'll like be like, oh, this dude is making good points or whatever.
Yeah, facts.
And then I'm like, Twitter obviously keeps feeding me. Dude, Twitter actually keeps feeding me D Rose shit. I see so many D Rose highlights. Every time I like it, I'm like, yay, D
Dude,
Rose.
that puts you in a black hole, dude. Yeah, stop doing that.
Bro,
That gets you in
yeah.
that gets you in like a sad black hole where you're like, oh, dude,
No,
D
no,
Rose
but
is doing so good.
see, this is where Twitter's legit too, because they'll give you one D Rose post a day or something. So it's enough where I'm
Yeah,
like, hey, D Rose, but
it'll
I'm not
just give
like,
you a
oh fuck.
hit. It gives you
Yeah,
a hit a
exactly.
day.
A equivalent dopamine hit. Yeah, it's like hey, D Rose poster. I would move. So like it gives you that.
Your
So yeah,
daily dose of D Rose.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, that is episode 132 of the Neverland Podcast. We
One,
talk some
three,
UFC,
two, one,
UFC.
three, two.
Dude, why don't you do that so slow?
1, 3. I have to think about it so much. All right.
Dude, yeah, you could tell. That's fucking way past their bedtime. We should be knocked out by now. But anyway, man, it talks about UFC 270. Ngannou, shout out Ngannou, man.
Ngannou, my guy.
Shout out Ngannou. Fuck Grayson Allen. And we excited for Pusha T. That's a quick summary of this episode, man. But yeah, with that, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tuesday Night Live now. So we're live on Tuesdays at 8.
Tuesdays.
Better Than Cable, Twitch, as well as Josh's YouTube. So go check us out. Come tune in. Talk to us. Join the Discord. We're plugging all this shit today. So
yeah,
come through. Oh, TikTok, actually. TikTok and my Instagram, I'm posting clips like daily. Like it's almost 2 clips a day. Sometimes 1 clip a day. So it's been 2 pretty much every day. So come through. Yeah.
Check that out.
It's gonna be linked in bio. And yeah, man, with that, we out of here.
Deuces.
Peace.